Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Artistic Soul. Alright, today's video, I am drawing Daisy / Sunflower because they both look alike to me. They do. So, some of my trouble areas when it comes to the face is the face in general. Okay, her nose looks like a pig's nose right now, but it gets better. Also, when I'm trying to draw a face that is not looking all the way to the left or the right, I still draw it one particular way. And so I am working on that, and the size of the lips in ratio to where the eyes are, and then the nose. Most of the time the lips are super huge, and my reference that I was using was too far away from me, so a lot of this was freestyle or exaggeration of the actual image I was using. So you see I have to do her whole face over. But right now I'm trying to get the lips to be the right proportion and size. But the nose, let me tell you, issues that I have is drawing the inside of the nose. It's challenging. It's such a small space, but to get the right shape of the nostril is annoying. However, I'm pressing. I am pushing forward, as we all should. And I kept going. I talk to myself while I'm drawing. You know, like, Rosette, that's too big, that's too small, where does that line up at? I would say I probably draw unconventional. Probably not in the right format or order. I start with the line in the face and I try to line up things that way. But usually it doesn't work the way I would like to unless I am putting in more time to do it. Today I was drawing. So excited because I don't draw as much as I would like to really get better at drawing certain figures, silhouettes, and things like that. And I would love to draw once a day. My goal is to be able to draw something in like 15 minutes. So when I tell you it does get better, it's not always what it looks like. Her nose looks less like a pig's nose, which I'm super excited about. I've worked hard to get that nose to look somewhat like a human nose. And I must admit, I'm very proud of myself. It's coming together. At least it looks like a face, a human face. Then I'm proud of myself. Okay? My eyes are, like, I'm going to put the reference that I was using. Don't judge me. Do not judge me, because they look partially a little bit alike. Okay? So I'm letting you know beforehand so that when you see what is it? It's like, you know, is when people say this is what you paid for and this is what you got. This is what you want and this is what you got. You know, so there's some, resemblance of the two together when they're side by side. However, it's still, you know, like I said, it took a long time. I was dealing with a lot of things in my area as far as the lights that I use. That went low because I pressed the off button. Then the paint spilled on the side. It was just like a lot going on. And then I'm recording this. I recorded this with my cell phone so that I can, you know, upload it to other social media. I really have been debating about doing like a 30-day challenge with drawing every day. Something every day. And so I believe that I'm going to do that and see where I end up at. So I'm going to try to hold myself to this, guys, to draw something every day. Sometimes some complex things and some things that might be a little bit more easier. One, it helps to boost my confidence when I can draw something that takes like 15, 20 minutes. And then there'll be moments where it will be more complex. This is definitely a vulnerable sweet spot. Sharing these moments, right? Because you want the finished product, and the finished product takes some time. It depends on what it is that I'm drawing. But today's theme was sunflower or daisy. And I just love Afro hair. And so I was like, you know what? I want to find an image with a woman with an afro, African-American woman with an afro, and some daisies in her hair. And this is what I started working on. Now I've sped up this video for your viewing pleasures. Still, like I said, working on the proportion. Let me know, like, do you like daisies? Is daisy and or sunflower one of your favorite flowers? Can anybody tell me information about daisies? Like, I know one is all year round, or halfway of the year round, and the other is not. I believe that the ends of the leaves or the petals on the flowers are slightly different. I think the daisy petals are more round, or at least when we are drawing them to be unrealistic, they're round. And the daisy petals are possibly more triangle-ish based. But again, that's just my basic research this morning. And so, and I was trying to figure out which pencil I should use because I wanted it to actually show up on the video. So I tossed between 4H and 2B. So I think I did the outline with 4B, and the lighter color pencil might be the 2H. And these are pencils that I get from Michaels, that I purchased from Michaels and Blick. The only art store right now that's closest to me is Blick on 125th. I miss artists and craftsmanship, or craftsmen that used to be in 125th, in Alhambra Ballroom, where they used to have the bowling alley. I miss Michael's that used to be on 96th Street, or closer to 96 in Columbus, or Amsterdam Avenue. I miss Michael's craft store that used to be in 161st Street, or in the mall, in the Bronx. I miss the mall. I miss art stores. My first art store that I ever went to was actually Pearl Paint. Yes, that is my age. Pearl Paint, and that was like taking a kid to a candy store. It was awesome. I got my first paintbrushes there, my first paint set. I mean, I got clay tools that I didn't even know. I had won I won like a contest, and we were given money to use at Pro Paint, and that was like my last year in high school. I took art. I would always draw and write poetry when I was in elementary school. I would draw characters from coloring books. And simple, awesome, and fun. That sound, there's the bunny. It's the bunny drinking water. I'm using a regular Sharpie marker. These are the crayons. So I decided to color the image. So I have some metallic crayons from Crayola and regular crayons. I didn't have the assortment of colors, like the assortment of flesh tone colors, which is something that I'll look into purchasing. Now the paper that I'm using is like an all-purpose paper, so the texture was not smooth, and I broke like 3 crayons trying to get a better flow and fill in the areas on the paper. Then I wanted to see if I could use some other mediums on top of crayon, and it wasn't too bad at all. I actually am gonna go buy me some fake daisy or flowers. I always wanted to do the photo shoot with the flowers like that are like around you and you're like laying in the grass. But I live in New York, so there's a lot of dog poo in different places. So wherever I do this photo shoot, I just have to make sure that it is not in an area where dogs are heavy in population, or at least if there's an area where they clean the poo, so that you don't step in anything. So I'll probably do it somewhere in Central Park, as I am scheduling some summer fun that I want to have. So I wanted to create some highlights in the drawing with the crayon, so I took an eraser to make areas that had like light on her body. So I wanted to see if that would work. I'm probably gonna continue to like color this darker than what I've done today, and send you the update. And you know, crayons, they take a lot of work when you color it. So I wanted to outline the flowers so that I don't color on top of them. So I did that for each one. I forgot coloring requires some work, especially if you want to fill in. So I kind of started with, you know, coloring in different shapes and patterns, but I basically outlined each flower. Finally was able to get around to the other side of this afro. So I wanted it to be darker towards her face and light in the afro, like it's lighter around the edges of her hair or the tips of her hair. So that's something that I'll probably use the eraser for to do that. I wonder if there actually is an eraser that you use to like lighten up a crayon coloring piece. I'm gonna look into that. That's just like an irregular eraser. So the concept of what I was trying to do was visible, but it actually made it like, obviously there's no blending as it pertains to the crayons because they're not like crayolas or pastels. So now I'm trying to work with the metallic crayons, which I've never used and I've had them for forever, to see if one, the color would blend with the other crayon color that I was using, which was the brown, or even just kind of serve as a highlight, or if you would even see it at all. But you can see it as a highlight, or at least as another color, so that was good. Like, I would have had to color really, or press down really hard on that paper that I'm using to get my color to be, the crayon to be more consistent, like to have no white spaces from the paper present at all. That's a lot of work for your hands. But I think I used about 3 or 4 metallic markers, and here I just decided to add some acrylic paint to see how that would mix and or cover the crayon, or if it would even blend at all with the other medium. And the coverage was okay. I've never mixed crayon and acrylic paints at all before, so it was very interesting. The acrylic paint will leave, I guess, clumps of paint if you do not wipe your paintbrush each time. I'll see you at the next video. Click the link right over here.